So the film gets made. I was interviewed, I don't know, a year ago or something. The film gets made. The trailer drops. Rob Reiner drops the trailer. Not Dan Parkland, not, someone else. Rob Reiner drops the trailer. My face is the first one that comes up in the trailer. Immediately, people are saying, yeah, okay, thank you. I accept that. Immediately, people are saying, oh, the creator of VeggieTales partnered with Rob Reiner. I think he's an atheist and he hates Christians and he wants to undermine the church. And now you and all these other, Russell Moore, and it's all the ones that people are mad at anyway. Sure. But Russell Moore and David French are professional be mad at me people. I'm an amateur be mad at me person.
Well, it's the double-edged sword. I mean, it's one of the reasons why we wanted to downplay. I mean, initially we downplayed the fact that, I'm helping fund the film and all this stuff because we knew that people would have a certain perception of what the film was going to be. But then when you're trying to get people to watch it, you use whatever, means you can to get it out there to the public. But people have certain ideas about me, as I'm sure they have about you, Phil, but they don't necessarily know what really goes on and what you really believe. And the truth of the matter is, I went through a very hard time in my life when I was really down and, that dark, journey of the soul that they talk about. And I read everything. I read books on Christianity, on Buddhism, on Hinduism, on Muslim, even on Judaism. I was not raised as a religious Jew. I was secular. Mm-hmm. But what I came across was, to me, what spoke to me the most was the teachings of Jesus. I mean, I thought, here's, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Love thy neighbor. These ideas, to me, they cut across all religions and they're profound. And that my dad used to tell me when I was younger, he said, if you believe in do unto others and you really believe in that and take that to heart, you don't need the 10 Commandments because all the things that happen that are listed in the 10 Commandments, if you apply do unto others, you'll know the right thing to do. You don't, you don't have to say to somebody, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill. These things are, you live with them. And I'm a flawed person. I'll fail here and there, but I always come back to that, which is how do I want myself to be treated? How do I treat somebody else? And those are the teachings of Jesus. And I felt that this movement, this political movement, has gotten far away. This Christian nationalism has gotten far away from the teachings of Jesus, it seems to me.
So you would consider yourself a concerned outsider?
Yes, because I see it as a danger to democracy. But what I learned is that very conservative Christian leaders see it as a danger to Christianity. And that was interesting to me to find that out.
Okay. So now, here's some hard questions.
Can I throw in one more thing?
Dan.
Sorry.
You just don't want me to ask my hard questions.
No,
you're stalling.
Your show. This is your
stalling.
No, about the trailer. I mean, honestly, so I'm sorry about that. I mean, sincerely.
No, it's okay.
But this is, I think it's emblematic of what is going on. That's why it's interesting, is that we were very much aware that, when the film comes out, there'll be an organized effort among certain groups to try to discredit who don't want us to talk about these things and all that kind of stuff. But we, we were caught off guard by the reaction to a 2-minute trailer that... I'm not going to say people should watch the trailer and decide for themselves. I mean,
they should watch the film and decide for themselves.
There was a pastor the other day released a 7-minute critique of the trailer. I thought,
wow,
I'm flattered. A 7-minute critique of a 2-minute trailer. But no, the reaction, I think, is emblematic of this political intensity and honestly political extremism surrounding this issue.
Yeah. Okay. Hard questions.
No, it's yours. Go.
Thank you. Thank you, Dan. Hard questions for Rob Reiner.
Yes.
Director of When Harry Met Sally. Okay. Do you hate Christianity, and would you like to see it stomped out?
No, that's ridiculous. Of course not. Of course not. When you look at, the pure teachings of Jesus and what Christians throughout the world have done, they've done some amazing things. When you talk about, helping the poor and talking about taking care of those less fortunate, you see Christianity playing an enormous role in that. So of course not. I mean, I don't hate any religion. What I don't like is when somebody tries to force their ideas upon you, and sometimes even resort to violence to force their ideas upon you. And that, again, to me, goes totally 180 degrees contrapuntal to the teachings of Jesus, because he didn't preach violence. He preached peace.
Now you said contrapuntal. That's number 2.
Okay, all right. And I didn't even graduate college.
Liberal coastal elite. Well, you've been hanging out somewhere. Picking up new words. Okay. Are you opposed to, because this is an accusation that came immediately after the trailer hit. Are you opposed to Christians participating in politics? And is this an attempt to make Christians think they have to stay on the sidelines?
No. We want everybody to participate in politics. What we want, though, is civil discourse. We want people to put forth their ideas, and if enough people believe in it, those things can become law. Those things can become part of our society. What we don't want is being forced, and I'd say even at the point of a gun or violence. That's not, to me, participating in democracy. We want everybody to participate, but we all have to agree that we have to be civil with each other.
Okay. Now it gets really tricky. This is a tricky one.
Okay.
If, for say, hypothetical, if a Christian opposes abortion and votes accordingly, is that in your mind Christian nationalism?
No, because there are many people, not just Christian, who don't believe in abortion. So that's a personal belief that, first of all, abortion is not even mentioned in the Bible. But aside from that, these are personal beliefs. And we've said many times, these decisions are very tough decisions, but they're up to the person, their physician, and their God. And me personally, I don't believe in abortion. I don't like it. Mm-hmm. I don't believe in it. But I also believe that I can't force anybody to have my belief.
And I think a lot of people will ask on this topic of Christian nationalism is, what is the appropriate boundary about where somebody's faith should be incorporated into their politics? And so this is, I think, a big misnomer. They think that if somebody is against Christian nationalism, they think that people shouldn't rely on their faith for their political beliefs. And that is just absolutely not true. Ask MLK, right? It's central to people's moral view of the world that they can call upon their faith to make their political decisions. Where it becomes a Christian nationalist idea is where it's not informing it, right? So if you say, hey, I believe in the sanctity of human life, and I want to make an argument to the civil society about why everyone ought to do that, then you can make that. But what you can't say, where it becomes Christian nationalism, is when you say, no, we can't have abortion because my faith says you can't have abortion. That's a different way of approaching a moral dilemma. It's just saying we have to go with what my faith says.
Okay, well, what deeply held religious belief do I have to oppose that? What is my ethical grounds? And that's where conservative Christians get upset, because they believe they're being held to a different standard, than everyone else who says, hey, it's wrong to discriminate against the LGBT community. And they say, well, we say it's wrong to discriminate against unborn children, but when we say that, you say we can't say that because it's religiously motivated. Well, what is the non-discrimination against the LGBTQ community motivated by? Also a strongly held belief that isn't really, it's not like a math equation where you say, oh, look, we did the math equation and it turns out that we should have transgender rights for minors. That's where a lot of conservative Christians get very confused.
But there's nothing wrong with having whatever belief you have, and you can base it on your religious beliefs. That's fine. You just can't force other people to have those beliefs. You can convince them. You can try to convince them, but you can't force them. And that's Christian nationalism is willing to force people to their beliefs.
But if I vote my beliefs, I'm not forcing.
No. If you vote your beliefs, you are not forcing.
Okay. So, because this is what you're going to get hammered with is you think it's wrong for Christians to vote their beliefs if it's a belief that secular society has decided is no longer acceptable.
Of course it's not. Of course it's acceptable to vote your belief. You have to vote your belief.